Welcome students to Theme 6 using Microsoft Project. I'm going to show you the basics of Microsoft Project in this presentation, and it's basically the basics that you need to do the assignments. So there will be some special features that I will show you, and some of them you will not necessarily work like that in your work environment, but this is to be able to do the assignment. So this presentation only has one slide, and that is the outcomes. So at the end of this presentation, I want you to be able to set the project calendar, set project information, enter resources, enter task name and duration, link tasks, add resources to task, add new tasks, indicate completion, and then most importantly, copy and paste to Word. Remember that Microsoft Project is a specialist program, and not everybody has it on their computer. So it is not a good idea, unless everyone in your organization has Microsoft Project, to send Microsoft Project plans to your team members and to your other stakeholders. And that's why it's important that you know how to copy and paste it to Word. Right, and then at the end we will assess this theme by looking at the project plans that you will be submitting with each of your group assignments. Okay, so without any further ado, let's start with the product backlog. So if you remember, the product backlog is all the assignments that you have to do for this course, and you can see that I've listed them all here. I have indicated that the start date of this project is the 1st of August, and what you see in front of you here is a precedence and duration table, if you remember from the first semester. So essentially, when we put a project into Microsoft Project, we have to start with a precedence and duration table, because we need to know which tasks are we going to plan, how long are they going to take, and what task comes before what task. Now, some people will go straight to Microsoft Project and start from there. I decided to start from where you know, which is the precedence and duration table. Okay, so I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller so that I can have it open side by side with Microsoft Project. Okay, so when we open up Microsoft Project, this is what we see. The first thing that we probably want to do is to save the project so that we don't lose it, because that's one of the problems that one has when working with files. If you forget to save, you will lose it. So I'm going to save it here under Products Backlog. Right. Now, normally in Microsoft Project, how it works is when we put in a task and we indicate its duration, it will automatically, so say we indicate an 8-day duration. So let me do this. No, I don't want to change my color scheme. So let's say this is a test task and its duration is 8 days, and let's tell Microsoft Project to auto schedule. Do you see that it automatically ignores weekends? So you will see there 5 days, 5 working days that it will schedule the task. It then ignores Saturday and Sunday, and it then gives another 3 working days to give the 8 days to schedule the task. So in a normal working environment, this is the way that we want to do it, because at the end of the day we don't want our teams to work on weekends. This project, though, this product backlog that we're planning here now, though, is a little bit different, because you are students. You basically will be working every day, and you will especially be working on Saturdays and Sundays. So in order to do that, I will show you how to set a special calendar for your PJP project that will then include that will include Saturdays and Sundays. Sorry, I just want to figure out how do I make this go away. Okay, there. Don't show this message again. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the project tab, because this is where we set everything that we want to be applicable to our whole project. So the first thing we want to do is to change working time. And here you see it then brings up the change working time tab. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new calendar, and I'm going to call it PJP calendar. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to now go and set Saturdays and Sundays to also be working days. So to do that, I go to work weeks, I click on details. So the project default for Sundays is that they are non-working days. So I want to go and set them to be working days, 0, and I have to now tell it at what time it must start and at what time it must end. Alright, so from 8 until 5 on a Sunday will now be a working day. And I can then do the same thing for Saturdays. 08 to 5. Okay. So now do you see, if we go back here, all our days are now working days. Alright, so this is how we want to do it for this specific project. You can also see this is where you would typically go and set public holidays. Say on a Friday, for example, in your environment you only work until 12 o'clock, then you can also set this over here. So here at the moment the default is a Friday is from 8 until 12 and then from 1 until 5. So if I want to go and change that, I can go to details and I can go to Fridays and I can change it. So I can set days to these specific working times. Alright, but I'm not going to do it for now. The other thing is I can also set days to non-working time. So if I want to change Fridays to non-working time, I can do that. Alright, and with exceptions, I can select a specific day. So let's say the 9th of August, which in South Africa is a public holiday, and I can say Women's Day, and it will then set Women's Day as a non-working day. Alright, but for now I'm going to delete that. Okay, so that is how you set up a custom calendar. Under options, I want you to just go and change the way that the new tasks are created to auto scheduled. I'm just going to work with the auto schedule for now because it's the easiest way of doing it. Manual schedule just basically means that you have to go and confirm every time when Microsoft Project updates something on the schedule for you, and I don't want to have to do that right now. Okay. Alright, so there is my test activity. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make this smaller so that I have my activity and precedence table and my Microsoft project next to each other. Right, so my first task or assignment is emotional intelligence for project managers. Right, and I've indicated over. Oh, sorry, I forgot something. Before we can start putting in our tasks, remember that I said over here that the project start date is the 1st of August. Now, because I'm doing this on the 10th of August, Microsoft Project automatically sets the project start date as the 11th. Alright, because it's still busy using the standard calendar. So what I now need to go and do is I have to go to project information. I have to tell Microsoft Project I want my project to start on the 1st of August, and then I also need to tell Microsoft Project to use the PJP calendar for this project. Okay. Alright, so now what happened over here now? PJP calendar. Alright. Let me just go back to change working time. Okay. Oh, alright, it is working now, because you can see here the 8 days go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it is ignoring weekends and using weekends as working days. Right, so now to get back to my specific project, this will now be 15 days, and then you will see that the finish date is then basically the 15th, which is the due date of the assignment. Okay, so the cool thing is I don't have to go and type in each activity like I have by hand. I can just copy from my Word document and I can paste into Microsoft Project, and there you will now see all my activities have been created with the days as I indicated. Right, now obviously for my product backlog, all my activities are going to happen in series, because as we finish the one assignment we will start working on the next assignment. So the easiest way of linking, so what I want to do is I want to link the tasks. So I need to now go to the task tab. Alright, and then under the task tab you will see there is this quick button that I can use to link all my tasks. So if I then select all my tasks and I link them, then you will see that the last task is then on Sunday the 26th of October, which is the due date of the last assignment. Alright, and then you will also see here it's now taken task 1 and made it the predecessor for 2. And if we go back to our Microsoft project, our Word document and our activity and precedence table, you will see that that's exactly what I wanted. I used A, B, C, D, E, F. They use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And basically each task is the predecessor of the previous task. Alright, so I can now close my product backlog because I'm finished with that, and I can now work on my Microsoft project plan. Alright, so the first thing that you will see is my scale is quite big because I have to scroll through everything to see my entire product backlog, and this is where the zoom button comes in. So I pressed on the zoom button twice there, and now I can see my whole project on one screen. Okay, so the first the next thing that we now want to do is we need to add resources to our project. So if we go to the resource tab, which is very easy, by just clicking on it, we can now assign resources, and this is now where you must list the people in your team. So I don't know who the people in your team are, so I'm just going to make some names up here. So Jim and Jake and Tabu and Lulu, and let's get another girl, Sejo. Alright, so those are the 5 people that are working on my project. And for this level, for the product backlog level, what we want to do is we want to decide who is going to be the Scrum Master for each of these agile sprints that we're going to do. So what we do is we click on the task, we click on the resource, and we assign. Alright, so let's say Jake is doing the first one, then Jim, then Lulu, then Tabu, then Sehu, and let's just go back to Jake again at the start. So there you can now see each of the tasks has been allocated a resource. So remember I said every person must have a chance to be the Scrum Master. So let's say for now we've decided it must be Jake, but after we've done the first few sprints, we decide no, Tabu was maybe a better Scrum Master. So for the last task, the project management office, we don't want Jake to be the Scrum Master anymore. So what we do is we remove Jake and we replace him with Tabu, and then on our plan that is then what it looks like. Alright, so obviously what I've done here now is the high level planning, but you now need to go and break down this high level planning into your detailed activities that will happen for each of the sprints. Right, so how do we do that? Okay, so it's very simple. I'm just going to close my assigned resources here. So we decide, and this is what you guys did in class, both the block and the evening. So you decide how many activities the sprint must be broken down into. Let's say I'm going to have about 7 activities. I then say insert task, and then you can see it inserts all these new tasks for me. And for the emotional intelligence for project managers, remember the first thing we want is the agile project management. Okay, and that is going to take 15 days because the agile starts from the beginning right up to the end. And now what I want to do is I want to take these tasks that I've created and I want to indicate that they form part of the top task, which is emotional intelligence for project managers. So if I go back to my task tab, I then go to the indent task over here. Right, so if I indent the task, you see that emotional intelligence for project managers now becomes a roll-up task. It also gives me the capability here to hide all the tasks underneath it, but in this case I'm still planning, so I want to show the tasks underneath it. Alright, and so I've got my agile project management, and in this one, remember we have case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, and combine assignment. Right, so obviously yours is going to be a little bit more detailed than mine because mine is just now for illustration purposes. And let's say we said case 1 will take 2 days, case 2 3, case 3 2, case 4 4, and case 5 5 days, and then we want 2 days to combine. But you can see now at the moment everything is happening in parallel, but we obviously cannot combine the assignment until we have done all the cases. So let us then link case 1 to combine assignment, and the way that we do that is we select case 1, we hold in the control button and we select combine assignments, and then we click on the link, and there you can see it is now moved combine assignment to only start after case 1 is completed. Right, so I'm just making my scale a bit bigger so that I can focus on these activities. Right, and obviously case 2 must be finished before I can combine assignment. So I click on case 2, I hold in control, I click on combine assignments, and I link. The same thing with case 3, click on case 3, hold control, combine assignments, and link. Case 4, control, combine assignment, and link. Case 5, control, combine assignment, and link. Alright, so now you can see that I obviously have more than enough time to do this assignment, and you guys will have your own times that you have decided, and you will also indicate the time you will indicate the time that each activity takes. Now, to think back on it, obviously agile project management also has to be completed before I can combine assignments. So let me change that to 14 days. Do you see that my emotional intelligence for project managers task at the top now becomes 14 days? Okay, let me make it 13 days. All right, because it's taking the longest activity over there. But if I want to complete the agile and then also combine that into the assignment, then that's what it will look like, and my emotional intelligence for project managers now goes back to the original 15 days, and I will be able to hand in on the 15th of August. Right, so obviously the next thing to do now is to add resources, assign resources. So agile project management, we've already said that Jake is going to do that, and let's also say that Jake is going to combine the final assignment for us, and then our other resources, I'm just going to randomly assign them to the different activities, and obviously this is going to be a little bit more thinking on your part and will be based on the actual resources that you have. So case 4 will be done by Tsehu, right, and case 5 will be done by Jim. Okay, and now we can add a little bit more logic to this, because you can see Jim is working on case 1, and at the moment he now has to do case 5 at the same time. So what we probably want to do is we want to break this link that we have between between case 1 and combine assignment. So we just go to task and we break the link, and we now want to say Jim must complete case 1 and then he only starts on case 5. So we build the link like that. Right, so there we now have our projects nicely planned, and yours will look different from mine because it will depend on how you've decided to plan it. Right, so let's save at this stage. Okay, so I want you to have a project plan to start with, that you're going to show me how you planned the project. And of course I said you need to be able to copy it into into Microsoft Word. So let's do that. So how we do that is we select the activities that we want. Okay, let's start with our product backlog. So this is what our product backlog is looking like at the moment. But if I want to copy the whole product backlog, I have to make it smaller so that I can see it. And let's say I don't want to see the start and finish dates because I can see it on my Gantt chart. Right, let me just make it a little bit smaller so I can see the whole project. Right, so there is my whole project. Now what I do is I select all the activities and I copy them. Then I go to Microsoft Word and I say paste, paste special, picture. Alright, and there it is now copied and pasted my Microsoft Word, my Microsoft project plan for me. So I can call this one the product backlog. Alright, and now what I want to do is I want to put my emotional intelligence for project managers plan. Okay, so I go back to Microsoft project, I open that one, and now I don't want to see the rest of the project, so I can make it bigger and scroll back. Okay, maybe a little bit smaller. Alright, cool. So I can now copy that part of the project and I go paste, paste special, picture, and there is my plan. Alright, now the next thing I want you to do is I also want you to be able to indicate percentage complete. In other words, where are you at certain times? Now remember, you're doing a daily stand-up, so it's up to you. If you want to every day update your project plan and then put it into your document, that would be great. So let's say that for today we are going to say that case 1 is 50% complete, case 2 is 25% complete, case 3 is 75% complete, case 4 is 75% complete, and case 5, well, Jim hasn't started it yet because he has not completed case 1. Alright, and then agile project management, we can just then mark it as on track, and you will see that Microsoft project then automatically puts in the percentage complete as today's date. Alright, and we can move our Gantt chart to the side, and we can add a new column over here and call it percentage complete, and then you can see that you should be 81% complete with the assignment today if you are on track. Alright, so this assignment is a little bit behind schedule, but what I would suggest is that we also now go and customize our view so that we can see who's responsible for the task on the Gantt chart, and we can see what the percentage complete is. So what I do is I select the tasks, I go to view, not to view, I had it now and now I can't find it. Task. Okay, so we go to task. No, that's insert task. Okay, I think if I just go to the bar here and I say format bar, and I go to bar text, and I then say I want to see percentage complete. Then it shows me the percentage complete for the bar. I did find earlier a way to do it for all of them at once, but now of course I can't find it quickly. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one for you guys to figure out. And what I want you to do is either manually then go and put in the percentage complete, or find a way of doing it for all of them at once. Right, so for today, this is what my percentage complete looks like. So I then select all my tasks and I say copy. I go to my Microsoft Word document and I say emotional intelligence for project managers, 10 August 2014, and then I say paste special picture. Cool. And now you can see what the percentage complete was on this day. Right, I'm going to save this file, and all of this will then be made available for you on my tutor. So good luck with this. I hope, let me stop my recording. I hope that you will now know how to use Microsoft Projects in a basic way, and that you will be willing now to play with it and figure it out some more.